We'll try.
Rolling.
Nothing about Toronto. It's your.
State. SL Soccer as the Richmond Kickers entertain the Toronto FC. After 27 regular season games for the Richmond Kickers, it comes down tonight. Game 28. They desperately, Mr. Mark Bushman, need a victory to keep their flickering playoff hopes alive.
Flickering is exactly the word to use, Michael. They need to get 3 points tonight. A draw will not do. A loss knocks them out. They need to get 3 points, and when you look at the lineups, when we announce them in just a second, Lee Calishaw's going with what I think is a very attacking-oriented lineup, so he's going for it. You got nothing to lose. This is it.
Right. And already some bad news for the Kickers in the sense that there's a big game. There's 3 teams, the 6th, 7th, and 8th place teams in the Eastern Conference standings are all in action tonight, and already the 8th place Harrisburg City Islanders have won 5-0 on the road at Montreal FC, so that vaults them with 39 points in the standings, and that vaults them up to what, Mark? 6?
That puts them in 6th. That puts Richmond in 7th place and currently out of the playoff picture.
Exactly right. The other game going on besides this one here at Richmond that has playoff implications, it's going to be, let's see here, we've got, we mentioned the Harrisburg game, but I thought there was one more going on tonight.
Pittsburgh
and
Rochester.
That's right.
Pittsburgh playing in Rochester, who have not lost at home yet, I don't believe, this year, and they don't give up any goals either. So, hopefully at least a draw out of that game. But if Richmond even draws tonight, when you're looking at those standings, if Richmond draws, they're out because they have to get 3 points to vault Harrisburg. So this is what it's supposed to be. It's coming down to the last game.
Right.
I don't think the players and the fans necessarily want it like that, but that's what we got tonight.
Let's give you the starting lineups first for the visitors, Toronto FC 2. And starting in goal, making his ninth start in goal for Toronto FC. He's posted one shutout this season is Alex Bono. He'll be wearing number 25. Also starting this evening for Toronto FC 2 is number 54. That's Gabriel Boaki. He'll be starting as a defender. Also a defender is number 46, Daniel Fabrizi. And Fabrizi is wearing number 46. Number 37 also starting as a defender. Actually, they've got him listed as a midfielder. It's going to be Adam Bouchard for Toronto. Also, number 58 starting as well this evening. That's Anthony Osori. He'll be starting as well for Toronto. Also getting a start is their captain, number 20, Chris Manella. Number 45 also starting this evening for Toronto. That's Luca Ocello. Also starting as number 35 for Toronto. That is Edwin Rivas. Number 41 is also starting for Toronto FC, and that is Moham Babolui, who has 4 goals to lead the way for Toronto. 4 goals, 4 assists. He's got 12 points to lead Toronto in scoring. And also starting for Toronto tonight is number 42, and that is Massimo Mirabelli. And number 22 also getting a start tonight for Toronto is Jordan Hamilton, who has 3 goals and 6 points for Toronto. Now with the starting lineup for the Richmond Kickers, Mr. Bushman.
Yeah, thanks, Michael. Like I said before, it looks like it's going to be more of an attacking lineup from Lee Calishaw. In goal is number 1, Ryan Taylor. You're playing a 4-3-3 alignment tonight. In defense is number 8, Hugh Roberts. Number 2, William Yombi. Number 31, Braden Schroyer, who we like more and more, just gets better every week. Number 18, Alex Lee, another mainstay back there. In midfield, he's got number 5, Michael Callahan. Number 28, Samuel Asante. Number 14, Udai Amora, who has been quite the revelation. He had some injuries earlier in the season, but he's healthy now, and he's going to be bringing up the attack from the midfield. Up front, he's going to have number 17, Jason Yeisley. In my opinion, maybe the most improved player in USL this year. Number 9, Anthony Grant, who's the PDL player of the year. He's playing for them now as number 9. And number 11, George Davis IV, who scored that critical goal Saturday night against Harrisburg in stoppage time. If he doesn't make that goal, this game is meaningless tonight.
Exactly.
So good job for Davis IV.
Yeah, George Davis IV scoring in stoppage time, his 7th goal of the season. That was a 1-1 draw, a desperate point that Richmond needed, and they got on the road. And earlier in that game, Davis IV missed a penalty kick opportunity, but he came through in stoppage time for Richmond in that one. If you look at the standings, the difference between these two teams, 16-point differential. However, Mark, last month, August 15th, Toronto posted a 2-1 victory.
Got that goal literally in stoppage time at the death to get the 2-1 upset victory.
All right, we're going to now have the playing of our national anthem this evening, and then we'll get the opening kickoff for this evening's regular season finale here at City Stadium in Richmond, Virginia. All right, getting ready for the opening kickoff here in Richmond as the Kickers entertain Toronto FC 2 in their regular season finale. And Mark, I am a longtime hockey fan. For our Toronto viewers, if I start saying Dave Keon or Norm Ullman or Ron Ellis or B.J. Solming, they'll know what I'm talking about. Of course, they played years ago for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
I don't think anyone's going to know what you're talking about, Michael.
I'm showing my age with that, but anyways. And I'll tell you what, Toronto may wish they had Norm Ullman or Dave Keon because they've only scored 23 goals this season. They have struggled, to say the least. That's why they're sitting there with 22 points in the standings. But a critical game for the Richmond Kickers, as we have alluded to. The Kickers desperately need 3 points. And Mark, we were talking before coming down here from Fredericksburg, where we live, coming down, talking about this matchup, and we talked about the games, the number of draws that Richmond has accumulated. What do we got? I think 11 draws total for Richmond. And, you think of games they probably should have won. This was one of them back last month with Toronto FC 2, losing 2-1 to Toronto. That's one game, and I know there's several, and it's just one of those unfortunate situations for Richmond.
Yeah, like I said, they had the draw, and then literally on the last kick of the game, Toronto scored to get the 2-1 win, so they dropped a point there. They dropped a couple points at home against a Montreal team that's, I think the worst team in the league this year. And that was a game, I believe, that wasn't one of the ones that was shortened. I can't keep them all track. Right. Because there was two of them that were shortened by weather. Yeah. And those were draws as well. So Richmond's left a lot of points on the field. Like some of it was weather related, some of it was just poor play at times. Yeah. I think the players in Lee Kalishaw would say that they've struggled at certain points of the season. But you look at their starting 11, and you look at some of the guys that are on the bench: Matt Delicate, Sasha Gares, Fred Owusu. This is a team that has a lot of talent. There's no reason for them not to get into the playoffs. And I'll tell you, Mike, if they can get in there, they're not a team that anybody wants to play.
Exactly.
There's a lot of experience on this team.
And those two games you were mentioning were back in June. June 20th, they played Wilmington here. The game was halted at the half because of lightning and a tremendous storm that came through. That ended up being a 0-0 draw. The following week, same thing happened in Charlotte, Mark, where they had to settle for a 0-0 draw. Again, the game halted at the half because of nasty weather. And was not a kind month to Richmond in August, because they managed just 2 wins in the entire month of August. So needless to say, they have struggled here at the latter portion of this season.
Yeah, they have. In
the USL, as Troyer will play it back to William Yambi. The officiating crew for tonight, our center referee is Danielle Chesky. Also, the assistant referee is Jeffrey Skinker, and also the another assistant referee is Carl Klumer, and the fourth official is Mark Gorak. As we are underway here in Richmond, and Mark, you expect Richmond to maybe be a little bit bolder as far as their offensive philosophy tonight, don't you?
I don't think they have a choice. I mean, you've got to win. You can't 0-0. You're eliminated. You've got to get 3 points. The way you do that is you've got to put some attacking players in there. He's got 4 really good ones. And like I said, you got Mike Callahan maybe and Asante maybe playing a little bit deeper and letting those other 4 really push up into the attack.
That ball was trying to clear it ahead that time was Boaki, but it was knocked aside by Imura for Richmond. Now they'll play it back to their goalkeeper, number 25, Bono. As I mentioned, making his 9th start. He has posted 1 shutout for Toronto FC 2 this season. Throw in for Troyer, and he quickly gets the restart going, as he was able to hook up with Asante, and now Mike Callahan at midfield. Back to Asante as Richmond possesses near midfield in the early going here at City Stadium. And that ball played. Yaisley is was trying to nudge it over that time, but number 35 comes up with it. That is Rivas for Montreal.
It's interesting.
Excuse me, Toronto.
Sorry to interrupt you, Mike. So what's interesting is that, when you talk about a season, how long the season is, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Early in the season, we watched Richmond dismantle both New York Red Bulls 2 as well as the Charlotte Independents.
Right.
And the two of the teams that are ahead of them are now New York and Charlotte. They've really gotten their act together, and a couple teams have faded. So it just shows you the length of the schedule in here. Yep. And then that's the thing with USL Pro. It's become so much more of a professional league over the last couple of years because of the number of games that they're now playing, and they're actually increasing it by a couple games next year. So it shows you got to have a lot of depth and you got to have some consistency.
Bouchard knocked it out for Toronto, so it's a corner kick, and Imura has got it teed up for the Kickers. Puts it into the box, and that ball now comes to Callahan. He settles, and across, and it's headed away that time by Toronto. Here's Imura trying to chip one in. That's flicked on, and an opportunity there, and Bono made a huge save as he was able to.
That would have been big for Richmond there. It was a good save by Bono. Good reaction save. Good play from Hugh Roberts to be in the mix there.
And now Bono slips down, but he's able to keep it from going over the end line, so he'll punt it away for Toronto FC. So an early opportunity for Toronto denied, or excuse me, for Richmond denied by Toronto.
Yeah, that was really big just 2 minutes into the game. But again, that's a good sign. Richmond's just throwing numbers forward. So and quite honestly, sorry, I've stepped on you twice, a couple times, Michael. Sorry. That's what happens when we only work together once a month. Could get down to goal diff as well. When it comes down, if it comes down to points, could come down to goal differential. So Richmond needs to get the win and hopefully win by a couple of goals.
And Mark, I'm sure Richmond knows the result between Harrisburg and Montreal, don't you think?
I'm not sure if that's something that as a player, do you want? I don't know if you want to know that. I mean, you know what you got to do.
Right. And they probably, they probably expected that kind of a result because that swept the season series between those two, with Harrisburg winning all 4 games they played against Montreal. Yeah. Here's Troyer now getting the pass for Richmond. So that really is probably not a shock. And the ball is laid off. Nifty move by Anthony Grant. Grant gets a kind of didn't get all of that one, obviously. And it'll be a goal kick for Toronto. But a nice job of finding Grant, who had a little bit of space there, Mark, from about 20 yards out.
Yeah, Grant was signed about 6 weeks or so ago. As like I said, he was the PDL Player of the Year, and Kalashaw wanted to bring him in. They were running short on bodies, had some injuries there. Obviously the most significant being to Brian Ownby. That was just such a big loss for this team. You can't really compensate for them.
Right.
But, you find a couple of guys, and Kalashaw's always good about bringing in a couple guys mid-season that can help him out.
Well, we've talked before about the fine that they got, and I know Lee has credited Sasha Gaias with finding Braden Troyer. But again, like you say, picking up Grant's was a big acquisition for Richmond.
Yeah, absolutely.
Toronto FC in possession now as they play it back, and now they're going to roll it back to the goalkeeper Bono. And now the ball is played off. Playing it forward right to Yambi. Yambi's got some space. And now he finds Asante for Richmond. Kickers are in their home red with the white numbers and the white trim. Toronto FC 2 is in the black with the red trim and the white numbers. And now Callahan trying to hook up with Troyer. And he does. Troyer right back to Mike Callahan. Callahan has played well the last month for Coach Lee Kalashaw's Kickers. Yeah, he has a lot of experience.
Yeah, he didn't get a whole lot of playing time around the June and July. There's Owusu and George Davis IV and Asante. A lot of those guys were getting minutes, and Callahan's done a really good job of staying fit, working off any concussion. He had a big concussion last year, stuff like that. Callahan's always ready to play. He's definitely a leader you want on that field. He's wearing the captain's band tonight too.
Roberts tried to go over the top, trying to hook up with Alex Lee, and had too much on it. And now here comes Toronto FC 2 with possession, trying to make a move, and cross attempt was blocked away by George Davis IV, and that'll be Toronto's first corner kick of the night. First time Toronto's really dented the Richmond territory. It's been mostly Richmond controlling the tempo. And it looks like it's going to be number 41 taking this. As Babbly. And again, this is Toronto FC's first corner kick, and he's trying to curl that one in, and Yambi headed it away.
Good job by Yambi there. That's a tough ball. There's ones that line drives that just are bending. Those are really difficult to deal with.
So Toronto remains with the possession as they play the ball back now to Boaki, number 54. And now the ball is played off to number 45. That's Ocello. As Toronto FC maintains possession here. As I mentioned, this is the regular season finale for the Richmond Kickers. They're hoping that they can extend their postseason run. If they do not qualify for the postseason, it'll be the first time since 2003. That's a remarkable run.
Shoot, I was still in my 30s.
Here's Troyer trying to tap one ahead. And George Davis IV working for that ball. He got it. And now he's quickly double teamed. And he went down, and he's still down. He got clipped a little bit.
Yep. Good way to win that ball, though. It looked like he had lost it. He fought to get that back. Now he's drawn the foul.
our camera crew for you this evening, and it's another top-notch crew that we have for you. It's Tim, Dave, and Sean. And, of course, once again, under the fine direction of our good friend and does a great job, Mike. We just had a solid crew all season long.
Absolutely. That's what makes this so much fun.
Yep. Here's Imora with the free kick. And we got a whistle. That was a good free kick, too.
The referee's like, Chesky's a good official, too.
Yes.
Again, I've watched her work for a long time. Very, very much in control of games. And
now the whistle blows for the free kick. And again, Imora looking for that far post. It's flicked away off the header. And then volleyed forward. And now Toronto gets possession.
Toronto's on the break. They've got numbers if they want to push the tempo.
Here's number 42 with it, Mirabelli. And Richmond's able to come up with the loose ball. Here's Callahan. Quickly playing it forward to George Davis IV. George Davis IV. Little hesitation and nudged out of play that time by number 58, Osorio. Osorio, who is a pretty good defender, at least here in the early going. Here's Roberts. Callahan. And again, played out. It'll be a throw in once again for the Kickers. We mentioned Pittsburgh and Rochester squaring off, Mark, and of course Rochester has already wrapped up the regular season title in the USL. Yep. So you wonder how much they have as far as how much they're going to play hard. Not to take anything away from them, but of course Pittsburgh could be a first-round matchup too.
Exactly right.
That ball went off Imora. So a throw in for Toronto FC.
Well, I've never been a fan of long breaks for players. You do get out of a rhythm, I think.
Here's Yaisley. And it was knocked away and out of play. So it'll be a corner kick for Richmond as Bouchard played that one out, number 37. So Richmond, I believe this is their second corner kick of the evening. And that one's played in and headed down. Ooh, cleared away. That ball was heading.
That was in.
Yeah,
that was in.
Andy Mora tried to keep possession, but Toronto FC comes up with it. And that is number 41. That's a Babali. And he's trying to go over the top. Troyer's in a foot race, and Taylor comes out and clears it away. They were trying to spring Boakey. And Troyer, and then good decision by Ryan Taylor to come out and clear that ball away. Ryan getting the start tonight.
Got to make that explosive first step, and he did that. A lot of confidence there.
And again, Toronto in possession. Here's Mirabelli, and he's challenged by Callahan.
Great tackle by Callahan.
Here's Troyer for Richmond. Andy Morrow will play it back. Hey fans, have you visited the new USLsoccer.com? Well, when you do, that's when you will get the latest news and live stats. And you can also check out their new social media hub. Again, that's USLsoccer.com. You got to check that website out. They do a great job of providing news and what's happening around the league. That's USLsoccer.com. And we got a whistle and an offsides. We mentioned the Eastern Conference, Mark, has got quite a battle going on for playoff positioning, and teams trying to qualify for the playoffs. But the Western Conference also has a matchup. I think they've got one spot left.
Oh, the Western Conference is the slugfest.
Yeah, and tomorrow night, Seattle Sounders FC2 will host the Austin Aztec, and they just need to get a point to claim the sixth and final playoff berth out west.
Yeah, because Tulsa has the sixth. And you've got up top, you've got the Colorado Spring Switchbacks, which is, I call a different kind of a version of the Richmond Kickers, because Luke Vercoloni and Nate Robinson are out there. And in all honesty, Michael, they're talking about, end of the season, you're talking about end of season awards. honestly, if I had a vote, I wish I did, but I don't.
Right.
My MVP would go to Luke Vercoloni. I think he's played so well and so great for that Colorado Springs expansion team. They've done just a fantastic job there. So great. Congratulations to Luke and to those guys out in Colorado for having such a great first season.
Well, Luke was a solid player for the Kickers, no doubt.
Oh, for years and years, absolutely.
Here's Troyer looking to get the ball into the box and does, but it's flicked away. And now Mirabelli heads it down. And Toronto now. That was number 22 trying to gain possession, Hamilton. Jordan Hamilton for Toronto. Again, 3 goals on the season for Toronto FC. They haven't scored a lot. They have only 23 goals all season long. And I think they've surrendered 45 or 46 goals. So right now, this is number 41 in possession. That's Babali. And he lost possession. Now Troyer with it. And Troyer.
Well, I think what's happened, Mike, is that some of the MLS 2 teams is what they're calling them, like New York and Toronto and Montreal. I think it took a little while for a couple of them to realize the level of play in this league. I think it's not a junior varsity league. This is a professional organization. These are professional players. Several have played in MLS. Some have played overseas. So the teams that have been able to adapt to that and adjust to that are the ones that are doing well.
Ooh, that ball just missed, hooking up with Hamilton. He was flying, but Taylor was able to grab it and scoop it up for Richmond. A late run by Hamilton, almost sprung him free. Here's Troyer for Richmond. Troyer playing it, and Yeisley battling. He was pushed down. No call.
Looking for the call on that one.
We'll play on. And here's possession now for number 28, Osorio. Now the ball played on the far side, going down, and this time a foul is whistled against George Davis, the 4th. And he got tangled up. I'm sure that might be Rivas that he got tangled up with, number 35. So free kick opportunity for Toronto FC. We're scoreless here at City Stadium, Richmond, Virginia. Regular season finale for the Kickers, needing 3 points. That still might not be enough, depending on some other results. And the thing is, I believe Pittsburgh's got 2 games in hand, and I think Harrisburg has another game left, right? I think Harrisburg closes out their season with Toronto, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so, yes.
That ball into the box and punched away by Taylor. They're trying to hook up with number 37, Bouchard, on the far corner.
Got a little messy there between Roberts and Taylor. Almost, they collided there.
So a throw in for Toronto FC. Boakey will throw it in. Ball squirts free, and now Callahan sends it forward, but he's going to send it right to Toronto. Waiting for it that time was Fabrizi. Number 40, Fabrizi is number 46. And now Yambi will just touch it back to Ryan Taylor. And Taylor clears it out of harm's way. Ball squirts free to Grant for Richmond. And he loses possession. And that ball's headed up in the air. Now settled. And now George Davis IV plays it back to Lee. Now to Callahan. Ryan Taylor is making his 12th start of the season for Richmond. He has posted a 6-3-3 record. He's collected 3 shutouts in goal for the Kickers this season.
And stopped a couple penalty kicks.
Yep. Been pretty solid back there for the
He has
Kickers.
been. He has been. He's still young. He's learning a lot.
Yep.
I've watched him grow over the last couple of years. A solid shot stopper. And like I said, his confidence seems to get a little bit more each game.
Richmond has scored 39 goals and have allowed 34. So they're on the plus side, a +5 differential there.
And that's what this could get down to. It could get down to goal differential.
Exactly.
So, like I said, not only Richmond needs to win, but needs to try to win by a couple of goals.
Right, exactly. Hey, fans, don't forget to become a fan of the USL on Facebook. That's where you can get exclusive league news and interactive content. Again, that's when you become a fan of the USL on Facebook, as that shot is wide. And we mentioned that the USL, tremendous social media hub that they have, and again, becoming a fan of the USL on Facebook. That's where you can get some exclusive league news, and you can also get some interactive content as well. So Taylor will handle this goal kick opportunity. We'll try to keep you updated on the Rochester-Pittsburgh score, so maybe we can get some updates on that to let you know how that is going. Ooh, boy, that.
I believe I have an app for that. No, seriously.
Yeah,
Patrick Wood, the media relations director for Richmond, put it on my phone.
Who, by the way, is the best media relations guy in the league. I'm going to make that statement right now. A little give and go. Here's Grant trying to play one through. Nicely defended, though. And now not coming away with his number 20. That's Manella. And now Mora battling for Richmond as he was tangled up with number 54, Boakey. And now the ball is played, and here's Roberts, and Roberts is just going to tap it back to Taylor. And Ryan Taylor gets some pressure.
Woo!
Yeah. Good pressure from Jordan Hamilton for Toronto. Here's Yambi for Richmond. And that ball went right past number 35, Rivas, as he tried to stop it, and it'll be a throw-in for Toronto FC 2. No score, City Stadium, Richmond, Virginia. Mike Neville and Mark Bushman along with you. And our great production crew.
Beautiful night for soccer.
Yes.
For a Wednesday night, really good crowd here. Everybody understands the importance of this game. And it's Oktoberfest.
Right,
Beer and brats are flowing, folks.
Can't beat that.
Oh.
All right, here's Roberts. He's got a challenge, and he'll play it back to Taylor. And now Taylor to William Yanby. By the way, we want to thank Shelley, the general manager here. Does a great job. And, of course, we mentioned Patrick Wood does a great job as well. The media director, Shelley Sowers.
Yep.
The general manager.
That is her last name.
Yes. It took a while for it to come around to me. The train left the tracks a little bit. But we do thank them for their support all season long. And they do a great job of hooking us up with great notes. And, they work hard. And they do a great job. Here's Imora with the corner kick. And that one is headed up in the air by Grant or Roberts. Here's Callahan's shot. Ooh! Just over the bar.
Yep. Not bad. 20 minutes in. Richmond's had a couple of good opportunities.
Yep. So the goal kick will go to Toronto FC. And fans, don't forget you can follow at USL on Twitter to become a league insider. And you can also join club conversations, and you can have a chance at exclusive giveaways. Again, that's following at USL on Twitter. And again, you can become a league insider, know what you're talking about when you're talking about your favorite team, at USL on Twitter. And a foot race, and Bono had to bang that one forward. Roberts heads it down to Callahan. Richmond in possession.
Yeah, Grant brings that speed up top that he puts those players under immediate pressure. And when the keeper has to just knock balls out like that, those are 50-50 balls. And a lot of the times when it comes to Richmond, they're so good in the air, those wind up being turnovers.
Throw in, and that ball is headed up in the air. And Asante got a head on it. Now Asante settles. He's got George Davis the fourth. He finds him. Now the ball is played back to Alex Lee, to Asante. And Asante will play it back to Hugh Roberts. Off to William Yambi. Again, don't forget to follow the USL on Twitter, at USL on Twitter. And that's a great opportunity for you to get into some club conversations as well. Have some fun with it with the social media hub, the USL. Ball chested for Yeisley, and the ball squirts free, and Grant. He had some pressure on him, and he fired that one about 20 feet wide.
That was almost a throw-in. No, it was good interaction, though, between Yeisley and Grant.
See that shot from Tim's camera. Beautiful sky, beautiful night here at Richmond. And there's a look at Anthony Grant. There's that sky we were talking about. That means we're going to have some nice weather tomorrow.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't get too cold tonight, though. I've got shorts on.
I'm not a meteorologist, but I stayed at Holiday Inn Express. So here's the goal kick.
That never gets old.
Nah, I know. People probably think, I don't know. Here's a battle for that ball with Hamilton.
Well, if they know you, they know your arsenal is limited. So
That's right. Get that right. It's a word that's always associated with me, limited. Here's a battle.
Definitely not Arsenal.
Here comes Toronto, and Asante went down. And foul was whistled against Asante, and Asante's got to be careful.
Yeah.
He's on the yellow card list, the wanted list.
That's a big list, isn't there?
Oh, boy, you're not kidding. But
now, as I understand it, though, this is what was explained to me in pregame, is that yellow cards will not carry over to this weekend's games. I need to get verification of that.
So what it is these players for Richmond, Samuel Asante and Michael Callahan, have accumulated 4 yellow cards, and they are 1 caution away from being fined for yellow card accumulation.
And I think Fred is.
Yes, Fred is
looking at a 2-game suspension if he gets another yellow card. So, and it looks like there was maybe some head-to-head contact in the box there.
I think that's Alex Lee that's down. No, I'm sorry. It's yeah.
Yeah, I think it is Lee.
And he's complaining to the official. There's a look at.
You clear the cobwebs after that one.
Yeah, there's that sky we were talking about. We've been, outside of that one storm that ripped through. And
I missed that one.
Yeah, you did.
Heard about it.
Well, for the most part, we've had some, knock on wood, we've had some good weather.
Yep.
Like I said, but that was one storm, I'll tell you. That was a fierce storm that night. We were all running around trying to figure out where we wanted to hide. Fortunately, no one was hurt. Everyone
was scared.
Everybody survived.
Well, our tent disappeared.
Yeah.
I think it wound up somewhere in the fan.
But I think we got a better one, to be honest with you.
Make a better product.
It's just my opinion.
I think Pat Wood was behind that.
Here's the kick from Taylor. Nicely trying to challenge for that 50-50 ball. And now the ball cleared. And Alex Lee settles, and he lost possession to Rivas. And now Lee battles back and got a whistle and a foul on Rivas. And
Alex is a little ticked that he got dinged back in the penalty area, and he's a little fired up right now. That's a sign of just blasted off the guy.
Right.
I remember Marco Echeverri used to do that for Richmond, for DC United, and he always aimed for a particular body part.
Yes.
And he usually hit it, and that never happened again.
See our center referee talking to Rivas. And that ball squirts free to Imura. Imura has scored 2 goals this season for Richmond. He did score the last time these two teams met last month. In fact, it was the only goal in a 2-1 loss for Richmond. Here's a cross. Chested down, Yicely. Couldn't come up with it as Rivas knocked it away from him via throw-in for the Kickers. Jason Yicely leading the tally scoring column for Richmond with 12 goals this season. He's got, 12 goals and 2 assists. That's a total of 26 points. Long throw in.
Go.
Sailed over Yambi's head. Here's Yicely trying to cross one on the ground, but Toronto was there. Now Callahan. And here's Asante.
Richmond's getting some opportunities. They've had 5, I believe they've had 5 set pieces in Toronto's third, and haven't really been able to do much with them. They've got to convert, or at least make those a little bit more dangerous.
Ball headed forward, and Grant possesses near midfield. Back to Troyer.
Yeah, their best chance with that one in the first 2 minutes from Hugh Roberts, but other than that, they've had good possession. They haven't really threatened, though.
Here's Lee to Imura, and he chips one, and Bono was able to beat Grant to that ball. Now it's Toronto in possession. That's number 42. That is Mirabelli. Toronto FC 2. Knocking it around. They play it back to Bono in goal. And just tap it over to number 46, Fabrizi. And now Yambi for Richmond plays it back for Ryan Taylor. Taylor plays it forward, chested down by Toronto. as number 20 took a push.
Not a smart foul from Asante there.
That's Manella. That was clear foul as he was shoved down.
Yeah.
Toronto with a quick restart here, and it's overcooked as it goes over the end line.
If you're Richmond, you don't need to commit fouls like that in the midfield. What I've seen from Toronto is they're struggling maintaining the ball.
Yeah.
If you give them back off a little bit and just take the spaces, they're turning the ball over with no problem. You don't need to get right on them and commit fouls like that.
So Ryan Taylor handling this goal kick. Nicely got a head on it. Boy, he really arched his back to get that header. Here's Imora. And Imora flicks it over nicely. A couple of challenges for him. Here's Asante. Oh, nifty move. And then at the last minute, he lost possession. And now Toronto. There's the ball played ahead to Hamilton. Jordan Hamilton working on Yambi inside the box. Poked away on a nice play by Troyer. And then he pokes it away again. Boy, he just seems to make the right decisions, Braden Troyer. Here's the ball played off to Troyer now.
That's a good ball to Yeisley.
Here's Yeisley trying to get in. Yeisley.
And that's a goal!
And Jason Yeisley with his 13th goal of the season on a fine play by Troyer. And Richmond grabs the lead 1-0.
That all started with Troyer making the play in his own third of the field. A little toe poke to get away from the defender. Played a nice 1-2 ball in. Great play from Yeisley, and the keeper's down. Bono's down for Montreal. He took a wicked hit from Yeisley on that. What a great play. I tell you, you get down the field in about 10 seconds.
Yeah, that was an unbelievable play as Jason Yeisley now with his team-leading 13th goal of the season. And Richmond has a 1-0 advantage. Looks like Bono's okay and is going to stay in the contest. He's not happy.
Well, he lost his water bottle.
Yep. There's a look at Jason. And as we've mentioned many times, probably the most improved, probably the MVP of the kickers, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely for the kickers. And like I said, I think probably most improved player in the league. I know we're a little biased because we do all the Richmond games, but looking around the rest of the league, I mean, somebody that comes up and scores that many goals and is that big of an influence.
And we've talked many times, Mark, about the way he has really worked on his technical game with settling balls and dribbling and just his overall game has come together this season, in my opinion.
Absolutely. I think the last couple of years, again, he had a concussion issue as well a couple years ago. He's a big body, he can hold the ball up and kind of post up and good in the air. But he's done so much with his footwork this year. He's got a great first touch, and that's what happened there. That was a first touch there.
There it is again. Watch him settle it right there. Not a hard shot.
And 5 hold him.
Yep.
That was really great. And like I said, the credit really has got to go to Braden Troyer for getting that done. And he goes and lets the Red Army know how much he loves them.
So 1-0 Richmond in this crucial regular season finale here at City Stadium in Richmond, Virginia. Hey folks, Nike is a proud partner of the USL. Follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter. That's where you can get all the latest Nike Soccer information. Again, that's Nike Soccer at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all your information when it comes to Nike Soccer.
And just let people know there is a little bit of a clock discrepancy. We have 28 showing, but it's got 31 on the scoreboard.
Right.
I think the one on the scoreboard is I think that's more accurate. So take what you're looking at, folks, and maybe add about 3 minutes to it. But that goal really does I think what that does, Mike, is it loosens Richmond up a little bit.
Exactly.
Like you're really, really tense looking for that goal. Now you got one, and maybe you can get another one or two if you relax a little bit.
Yeisley almost tried to settle that one down, but it was cleared at the last minute that time from Fabrizi. And again, Nike Soccer. Follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all that Nike Soccer information. So here's a giveaway as Imora, and then he gave it right back. And it's picked up by number 20, Manella. And there's a shot blocked. As that shot attempt went off, I believe, Yambi. Throw in for Toronto. And Manella tried to squeeze a pass through it. And I think they're looking for a handball, but the ball's cleared away.
I didn't see any word.
Handball there. And here's George Davis IV ahead for Grant. And he gets away from Bouchard. Now off to Imora. Imora gets a return pass from Yeisley. Takes a look. Still got some time. Now he rolls it off to George Davis IV. He'll play it back to Troyer.
Smart didn't have the numbers. It was 3v6. He'll pull that out and start over.
Here's Asante. He's going to go over the top for Imora. He's onside. And Imora getting to the end line. Gets across, and it's headed away. And it'll be a throw-in for the Richmond Kickers. They lead at 1-0. Jason Yeisley's 13th goal right now is the difference. Here's Callahan trying to roll one through to Yeisley. Turns, shoots. That was deflected. That slowed that ball down for Bono to make the play.
Once again, though, Yeisley posting up.
Yep.
He's able to screen off the defender and turn and have a go.
So here's Bouchard for Toronto. Off to number 46. That is Fabrizi. And now Uccello. As Toronto again with possession. Coming all the way back. Manella came all the way back from his forward spot to get that pass. Now he's trying to go over the top. And Roberts. Nice job of heading it down. George Davis IV battling. And now Callahan. Nicely on the run with Bouchard. And Bouchard challenged. Now plays it back to Bono in goal. Possession for Toronto FC 2. They're down 1-0. Here's Hamilton. Jordan Hamilton's got some space to roam. Off to Boaki. Taking a look and trying to go over the top and settle down. Now played back. Here's Rivas. And taking a shot. And that one skims in.
That took a deflection.
Yep. I believe it was Uccello.
And Richmond, the players are furious. I don't know if they're saying it was an offside player that hit that.
Yep. Uccello is credited with the tying goal here.
So looked like it was deflected by Rusov.
About 5 minutes after Jason Yeisley's goal. And we're tied at 1.
And we'll have to see the replay on that. It definitely hit off somebody, but
yeah,
the Richmond players are saying it hit the Toronto player. It was in an offside position.
I talked about hockey earlier. That happens a lot of times in hockey with deflections, and that definitely took a change of direction on Ryan Taylor.
That's definitely not what Richmond had in mind.
Well, Lee Collishaw is up off the Richmond bench.
Yeah, I think he's furious as well. I said we're going to have to see the replay on that, folks. Because we knew it took a deflection, but we don't know. And we know it was off a Toronto player, but Richmond was saying the player was offside when he touched it.
Here's Yeisley. Now George Davis IV playing it back to Alex Lee. Richmond in possession as Bouchard stuck his foot in there for Toronto. Here's Grant. And Grant is fouled. As number 45, the goal scorer, Uccello, hit the deck. Free kick for Richmond now. And looks like Callahan will tee this one up. Mike Callahan ready for this free kick opportunity for the Richmond Kickers. And plays it into some open space. And that one is overcooked that time by Alex Lee.
I don't think he wanted to do that. Lee's one of the better crossers in the league.
Yeah. So, Mark, with the desperation of this game for Richmond, substitution pattern for Lee Collishaw, will that change? I guess it depends on what the score is at the half, I guess, right?
I think so, yeah. I think we'll probably see, if they're still 1-1, I think we'll see Matthew Delicott pretty early.
Yeah, Sasha maybe?
Maybe Sasha. Colin Martin. He scored a goal last night for DC United. I know he can get some minutes in there as well. You're going to have to go. You have to go attackers. You can't. You can't bring in defenders for this one.
Imora tried to slide a pass through. That was read nicely though by Toronto. Here's number 20 Manella. He's going, and took a bump from Asante. The referee says play on.
Richmond on the counter. They got a 4v4, but they've got to hurry.
Here's Imora to George Davis IV.
And Imora's fouled behind the play.
And Davis IV trying to maneuver against Hamilton. And now he'll play it back. Here's Roberts. And now possession for Richmond. Here's Samuel Asante. And a little miscommunication there.
Just a bit off there.
Yep.
And here comes Toronto with some numbers going forward.
And they're led by number 41 now on the attack. That is Babali. And now Richmond. Here's Imora. Imora, who is, as mentioned, scored twice this season. In fact, they were back-to-back games. Right after he scored against Toronto, he scored again here at home. And there's a whistle. I'm not sure. Hamilton is baffled by that. Not sure if that was a foul. I guess a foul was called. He was.
He was offside.
Oh, was he offside?
Yep.
Well, he didn't think so. But
No, he did not.
That is usual, right?
Actually, the players are never offside. I was never offside when I played, Mike. Ever.
Roberts trying to hook up with Yeisley. Boy, he's been in a battle all night.
Yeah.
We talked about
and
that.
He's winning a lot of those battles,
yeah.
too.
We talked about him and Delhi, man. When they're in there, they're fighting off some challenges from the other team's defenders. In this case, he's mixing it up, I believe, with number 41, Uccello, or 45, excuse me, Uccello, who's got the tying goal for Toronto. Here's Asante to Hugh Roberts. And he'll play it back to Ryan Taylor. 1-1 tie. Jason Yeisley giving Richmond a 1-0 advantage. But then Uccello answering on a ball that changed directions on goalkeeper Ryan Taylor. And that's where we're at. And those goals were about 5 minutes apart. Yeisley heads it to Grant. Grant settles. Here's George Davis IV. Bluffs across. Now plays it back to Lee. Alex Lee taking a look. Yeisley heads it down. Wasn't much he could do with that ball, to be quite honest with you.
Kept it in play.
Yeah, yep. Here's Callahan.
Got to look at Troyer out there.
And Callahan is able to maneuver around the defense for a moment. Here's Troyer to Asante.
And Troyer's got a lot of room out here.
Yeah.
Toronto's pinching in, and they're basically giving the flanks to Richmond. So here comes Lee coming up out of the back. Might look at him too.
Here's George Davis IV.
There you go.
And he does. Here's Lee. And Lee, strong left-footed. And Yeisley got a head on it. Bono tried to punch it away, but Yeisley did get a head on it.
And that's what you want, Troyer and Lee being able to serve balls in from the sides there.
Oh, that ball went right between the wickets of Imora. Toronto chip it ahead, and Troyer's got all kinds of time. He'll settle and touch it over to his teammate William Yambi. Quickly ahead to Callahan near midfield. Off to Roberts. Roberts getting a challenge from Hamilton. And Roberts. Finally the whistle blows, but I'll tell you.
A little bit of a hack fest there.
Roberts pretty lucky there, Mark, because he was dancing around with that ball. I think Lee would rather see the ball move quickly.
Yeah, I think so too. Another good ball from Troyer into Yeisley.
Yep. Yeisley chips one, and it's a diving header, and then Bouchard clears it away for Toronto. And Callahan still battling. He's battling Rivas. And ball squirts free.
Wow. Callahan is really all over the place tonight.
Yes, he is. George Davis IV to Imora. Imora just outside the box. Lays it off. Here's a shot, and Bono had to be sharp with that save. As Yeisley ripped one. And now comes Asante.
I wanted Imura to be selfish with that one. I thought he actually had a better look.
Right. And now Toronto gains possession. Winding down this first half here at City Stadium in Richmond. And fans, don't forget, all USL regular season and playoff games are available live, free, and in HD on YouTube. Connect with the USL YouTube channel today. As Richmond continues to have possession until now. Now Toronto. Mirabelli plays it off to Rivas. Rivas taking a look. Ball played back. And it squirts free to Taylor, and now he'll handle it in the box. And he'll roll it out to Alex Lee. 1-1 tie here at City Stadium, winding down this first half action. Regular season finale for the Richmond Kickers, desperately needing 3 points to keep their playoff hopes alive. We told you already, Harrisburg, easy win today, 5-0 over Montreal.
That is impressive. Harrisburg really played well the second half of
the season. They really have, yeah. And Mark, the last 2 games against Montreal for Harrisburg, they've outscored Montreal 11-0. So they're sitting there going, why can't we play them in the playoffs?
Yeah.
So with that, they move into the, what do we say, the 5th or 6th spot, right?
They're in the 6th spot right now.
39 points, I think they have.
Yes, they do.
So Richmond is right now on the outside looking in as far as the playoff picture, right? Or
this score stands as now, yeah.
Yeah. And again, the other big one is Rochester and Pittsburgh squaring off. Pittsburgh is right there as well, trying to make their way into the playoffs. So here's possession for Toronto. This ball played off, and it's off Imora, his number 54. Boakey tried to settle it. And Boakey plays it back now. Fabrizi. And now here is Manella. Ball played back again to Fabrizi. Here's Boakey. Troyer knocked that away. And Fabrizi puts it right to William Yambi. I believe Yambi is a volunteer assistant coach with the VCU soccer program.
I believe you are correct, sir.
And we got a injured player.
Took a bit of a knock to the lower back of the bully.
Barberly. Here's the ball played for Yeisley, and Bouchard got a foot on it. Yeisley settles. Ooh! And it'll be a corner kick as Bouchard recovered and almost knocked it in his own goal.
A little bit of a misplay there.
Yeah. So a corner kick for Richmond here late in this first half.
One minute of stoppage time.
So Imora will take this corner kick. He is a fan favorite. And the ball is lofted into the box. And it's headed down. It's still loose. There's a shot at the bar. I think that was Hugh Roberts.
I believe it was. It's two chances for Roberts.
He loaded that one up and he banged it off the crossbar.
Went for power. A lot of bodies in there. Good effort from Roberts. That's twice he's been in there.
And a good ball lay from the corner from Imora.
Yeah.
Nice high ball that allowed one of the Richmond players to get ahead on it. Then Roberts was able to crank one off the bar.
Yep.
Goal kick for Bono. And there's the whistle. So one half of this regular season finale is in the book. It's all knotted up at 1 apiece. Jason Yeisley with his team leading 13th goal of the season staked Richmond to a 1-0 advantage. And then 5 minutes later, it was answered by Ocello for Toronto, number 45, and a goal that changed directions on goalkeeper Ryan Taylor. So 1-1 at the half. We'll take a break. We'll come back, and we'll have the second half of this evening's regular season finale here at City Stadium in Richmond, Virginia. Stay with us. Drury. He'll be starting as well for Toronto. Also getting a start is their captain, number 20, Chris Manella. Number 45, also starting this evening for Toronto, that's Luca Ocello. Also starting is number 35 for Toronto. That is Edwin Rivas. Number 41 is also starting for Toronto FC, and that is Moham Babel Louis, who has 4 goals to lead the way for Toronto. 4 goals, 4 assists. He's got 12 points to lead Toronto in scoring. And also starting for Toronto tonight is number 42, and that is Massimo Mirabelli. And number 22, also getting a start tonight for Toronto, is Jordan Hamilton, who has 3 goals and 6 points for Toronto. Now, with the starting lineup for the Richmond Kickers, Mr. Bushman.
Yeah, thanks, Michael. Like I said before, it looks like it's going to be more of an attacking lineup from Lee Calishaw. In goal is number 1, Ryan Taylor. They're playing a 4-3-3 alignment tonight. In defense is number 8, Hugh Roberts. Number 2, William Yombi. Number 31, Braden Schroyer, who we like more and more. He just gets better every week. Number 18, Alex Lee, another mainstay back there. In midfield, he's got number 5, Michael Callahan. Number 28, Samuel Asante. Number 14, Udai Imura, who has been quite the revelation. He had some injuries earlier in the season, but he's healthy now, and he's going to be bringing up the attack for the midfield. Up front, he's going to have number 17, Jason Yeisley. And
And welcome back. City Stadium, Richmond, Virginia. It's the regular season finale for the Richmond Kickers right now, a 1-1 tie. Mike Neville and Mark Bushman along with you. Richmond jumped out to a 1-0 lead, Mark, on Jason Yeisley's 13th goal, but Toronto came right back about 5 minutes later on a very controversial. We were talking to our director, and we were talking to Dave, the cameraman, down on that side, and it appears like that maybe we were thinking it was maybe offsides. They were saying that a lot of the Richmond players were complaining of possible handball.
So it went off the hand and into the net. That's where the deflection came from, so they were a little agitated about that. I think what happens, though, Mike, in that first half, again, and we've seen it so many times this year from this Kickers team. They have great possession. They have the ball 65% of the time. They have lots and lots of chances, but they only put away like one of them. Here's Yeisley's goal. He puts this one away great. Of one of, like I said, 7 or 8 chances that they had in the first half, and they only give up 1 or 2 chances on the other end, and it's a goal. And that's happened just a few too many times this year, unfortunately, and they got to do something about that and get a couple of goals here in the second half to keep their season alive, because if the score ends like this and a 1-1 draw, Richmond is eliminated from the playoffs.
And the other big game tonight in the Eastern Conference standings is Pittsburgh and Rochester, and the last check, Mark was able to check it on the app, it's a scoreless tie right now at the half between those two.
That is correct.
So that was Bono. He had taken a shot when he collided with Yeisley on that goal, and but he was able to remain in the game. So a 1-1 tie here for the Richmond Kickers. And again, as Mark mentioned, the Kickers really, they can't settle for a draw. They've got to score. And I was asking about substitution patterns. We did see Lee Collishaw talking to Colin Martin a moment ago on the sidelines here near us. Colin was kind of loosening up and stretching and so forth. So you expect him to get in here probably maybe about the 55th minute maybe?
Probably about the 55th minute. I think it depends on how it goes. I think Lee's going to wait and see how these first 10 minutes or so go with this team. And if he thinks they need a spark, you can inject Colin Martin, who scored for DC United last night in their CONCACAF Champions League game. So you got him. Obviously, I think you're going to see Matthew Delicott. You're going to see Sasha Gores, I think, at some point. He's gonna use his bench. Like I said, you got nothing to lose.
Right.
So if you're not happy with something that you're seeing, you got to start making some changes and get those goals.
I don't know if Lee's really unhappy, because Richmond did control a lot, and they had several opportunities, like you said. I mean, it wasn't like it was total domination from Toronto. I thought most of the run of play went Richmond's way.
Oh, totally. Absolutely. Yeah. It was. Like I said, it's probably like 65% of the possession went to Richmond. They had 7 or 8 opportunities, were able to put 1 away. Like I said, Toronto really only had the 1 opportunity, and even that was kind of a freak, because it was a deflection. It wasn't anything that was a sustained buildup from pressure or anything. So that's but like I said, that's been the MO for Richmond this year. It's been so frustrating. They've played really, really well at times, and just had a bad break go their way, and they've unfortunately dropped some points. Yeah,
Richmond, if you're just joining us for the start of the second half, they're in the red uniforms with the white names and the white numbers, and Toronto FC 2 is in the black uniforms with the red trim and the white numbers. So get that squared away, and you'll know who you'll be cheering for. And we appreciate you watching USL on YouTube. Mike Neville and Mark Bushman and our great production crew getting ready for this second half. As you look at our center referee, Danielle Chesky. Done a nice job, I think, of controlling this game. Like you said, she's a very good referee, very good center referee.
There's a good crew. There's a very good crew. Jeffrey Skinker's been around for a long time as well.
All right, so.
And they put up with us, too.
Yeah. 45 minutes possibly left in the Richmond Kickers season, because they really do need to pick up 3 points. And like we said, there's no guarantee even if they win that's going to be enough, because Pittsburgh's got a couple of games, one more game after tonight, and I believe Harrisburg has one more game after tonight as well.
Yes.
So it'll be a throw-in for Richmond, looking for Imura, and then his first touch eluded him, and a throw-in for Toronto FC. And controlled. Ball played back. And then just nudged ahead to number 45, Ocello. Ocello had the goal for Toronto. Lee and I did a nice job of knocking down that pass attempt. And the ball squirts free and settled down. Manella settled it down momentarily for Toronto. And now the ball again is played back. And here's a chance. Here's a chance. Yeisley, and he slides a pass over. Yeisley went down. Here's George Davis the fourth, but Bono beats him to it, and Bono knocks that one into the upper deck. It'll be a throw-in for the Kickers.
It's a good thought by Isley, just hit it a little too hard.
So a throw in for Richmond. Isley's got a lot of real estate here. He loves these long throw-ins. And on that side of the stadium, he's got a couple miles. Yeah.
He's probably tired. He's winded by the time he gets to the end line.
He might be throwing this one from Ashland.
Right.
Here's Isley. Good strong throw headed away by Bouchard. And Isley now settles. Oh, good job of faking the cross. Now he gets it. And tried to hook up with George Davis the fourth, but Jordan Hamilton was in the way. Rivas battling Isley for the ball now as they continue to battle, and a throw-in for Toronto FC. 1-1 tie here at City Stadium. Second half just underway. And here's Toronto FC now with possession. And
nice move there.
There's a
nice composure
nice
there.
Little move that time from Barberly. Now the ball's played back to Bouchard. That was Uccello, number 45. And trying to squeeze a pass through to Hamilton. We got a whistle and a foul as number 42 went down on the pitch, Mirabelli. And Toronto now with a free kick opportunity. And looks like it's going to be Barberly, number 41, teeing this one up for Toronto FC 2. 1-1 draw so far. And puts that one headed away that time by Yambi. I don't know how he got a head on that. His body was turned.
No idea how he did.
Here's a cross into the box, and Taylor punches that one away. And it will be settled by number 54, Boaki. Here's Troyer. And Asante heads it over to Isley. And now they're trying to squeeze a pass through. That was denied once. Now Isley just taps it over to Imora. Richmond in possession. Imora's got some real estate to work with. Lays it off to Callahan. Off to Alex Lee. And Lee now still maneuvering. And Isley. Here's George Davis the fourth. Bluffs the shot and then takes the shot wide. Toronto wanted a handball.
It did bounce up off his hand. Good penetrating run from Alex Lee. Chipped that ball in there. Caused some chaos in the Toronto defense, and Davis missed it by about a foot, 1 or 2 feet.
So Toronto FC now in possession. Best chance of the second half for Richmond without a doubt. Here's George Davis the fourth, now to Asante. There's Troyer. Played back to Braden Troyer. There's Jambi. Off to Hugh Roberts. Back to Yambi. And now controlled by Grant. Good decision by Roberts to tap that one ahead to Alex Lee, and he's cross. First touch a little heavy for Grant. There's Callahan. He's run over. Manella steamrolled him.
Looks like Davis wants to take this. I think you're right. You're right at that area where you can have a go.
So Imora and George Davis the fourth on this free kick opportunity from about 30 yards or so, maybe 20.
Maybe inside of that. Like I said, you're right on that edge where you could have a whack at goal or try to float something in there. If I'm Davis, I'm looking to have a shot at goal here.
And he gets it in. That deflected in! He did strike it and deflected off somebody and changed directions, just like the Toronto goal. And looks like George Davis the fourth is going to be credited with his 8th goal of the season. That one somehow found some space in between the wall.
You're welcome.
But I think it hit somebody.
It did hit somebody, yeah. Now, just the way he approached the ball, I kind of thought he was going to have a shot there. I mean, you've got to.
That pushes the Richmond lead to 2-1.
Now, after the first goal, thought maybe Richmond would breathe a sigh of relief, and if they paid for it 5 minutes later.
They are crediting George Davis IV with the goal.
Got to make sure they don't do that now. Really, they need to step on the throat and really go after and get that third goal.
Here's Bouchard now playing it over to. Now there's again. Yeah, that definitely hit somebody. But George Davis IV is credited with the goal, his 8th of the season. Second straight game that he's found the back of the net for the Kickers. Here it is. Can't see if it definitely hit somebody, but it was nonetheless a good free kick. Here's a turnover. Here's Manella for Toronto. He's got some room. Slides a pass off.
Unfortunately for Bono on that goal, I think his wall failed him.
Yeah. Ball put into the Richmond box. Taylor was able to make that play, beating Jordan Hamilton to the ball. There's Taylor to punt it away. Good long kick. Yeisley battling Bouchard. Bouchard got a head on it. And the ball. Here's Rivas. And we got a whistle and a foul as I believe that's number 41 that hit the deck. Yep, that is Babbly.
Yeah, Babbly's had a tough time tonight. He's taking a lot of shots. He's right in the middle of all the action there.
Here's Toronto with possession. Bouchard. Off to Babbly. Now here's Manella. Trying to go over the top. Troyer in a foot race. And Taylor is able to beat number 54, Boakey, to that one. So Richmond on top 2-1 in this second half. And Bouchard tapped that right to Samuel Asante. Now off to Moore for Richmond. The Kickers in possession. Moore plays it back to Alex Lee. Once again, Richmond possession. Yambi up to Troyer. Troyer takes a look now, trying to go over the top. Yeisley got a head on it. Grant was trying to catch up to that, but Bono was going to get there before him, the goalkeeper for Toronto FC 2. And Bono will get the restart going as he rolls it off. Gets a return pass. Yeisley challenging. And now Boakey. And now number 45.
Good play by Troyer there.
That's Uccello for Toronto. Here's George Davis IV. Looking for an offsides, and they got the call.
They got Grant on that. He disagrees, but he was about a step beyond him.
So free kick for Toronto FC 2. Here is Bouchard. He's got all kinds of real estate to work with as well. Manella now off to number 46, Fabrizi. Fabrizi tried to go over the top with it. Now possession for Toronto FC. Babbly drops it off, gets a return pass. And Babbly was able to elude Asante. And now Manella will settle, getting a challenge from Callahan. Kickers on top 2-1 here in the second half. And fans, have you visited the new USLsoccer.com? Well, when you do, you get the latest news and live stats. And you can also check out their new social media hub. That's USL.com. USLsoccer.com, excuse me. Here's an opportunity for Toronto. Ball poked away. Now Manella, he was thinking about lining one up, but he had his teammate in front of him.
He would have destroyed his teammate and shot that.
He sure would have. Ball played back now to midfield. Here's Bouchard. Toronto with some nice possession here. Here's Babley. And Taylor will scoop that as it sailed over Hugh Roberts' head. Again, USLsoccer.com. That's where you want to go. Get the latest news and live stats. And again, check out their new social media hub. It's a good website, USLsoccer.com. Long kick from Taylor. Oh, good job by touching that ball down, by settling it by Yeisley. Now Imora bangs one, looking for George Davis the fourth, just outside the box. Now inside the box. Davis the fourth, his first touch eluded him and
offside.
Yep. Yes, he was trying to spin a header in there, but he was whistled for the offsides. So again, Rochester is your USL regular season champs. And you were correct, Mark. I think you said in the first half you thought they were unbeaten at home. They are. They're 10-0-2 at home. 5-1-7 away. A very gaudy 15-1-9 record for the Rhinos. Louisville City FC has clinched the second seed in the Eastern Conference. Charleston and the New York Red Bulls, too, have also clinched playoff berths in the Eastern Conference. And over on the western side, you mentioned the Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. They're in a dogfight for that top seed with Orange County, the Orange County Blues FC. They both got 46 points. However, if that comes down to goal differential, Colorado Springs has scored 53 goals compared to just 38 for Orange County.
Well, there you go.
And that ball squirts free to Bono in goal. Sacramento Republic FC and OKC Energy FC have also clinched playoff berths as the third and fourth seeds in the Western Conference. But then those two are also tied with 44 points. And another team that has clinched a playoff spot in the Western Conference is the LA Galaxy 2, but they're just 2 points behind. Boy, what a race.
Oh, it's been a slugfest all year. Every time we do these games, there's always, I don't think the same team's been on top twice.
Right.
I think it's been different every single week.
Because I remember a few weeks ago, OKC was at the top, and boy. So goal kick for Richmond's Ryan Taylor, the goalkeeper. And Yeisley got a head on it. There's Grant trying to settle. High hop. And he's still battling number 54, Boakey. And now Jordan Hamilton for Toronto. Plays off a nice ball.
It's a good opportunity for Toronto if they hurry.
Trying to play a ball through to Hamilton. It was knocked away. I believe that was Jambi. Here's Imora. And he plays it back now to Alex Lee. Lee trying to spot Yeisley, but Bouchard read that. Here's Imora. Now Asante fights off a challenge, and there's a whistle and a foul. They're going to get Manella with the foul. I was just watching Imora there a moment ago, Mark, and it seems like his game has picked up. I think he's kind of adapted to the physicality of the USL.
Yes, yeah. He had problems early on. He pulled his hamstring a couple of times.
Right.
And like you said, the physicality of this league, it's a very athletic league. And I think he's done a really good job the last couple of months of really getting in shape, getting his fitness ready to go, and adjust to the rigors of the game, like you said, Mike.
Because when you do come from different leagues and different styles, some leagues are finesse leagues that you probably are familiar with, but this USL league has got great talent, and it does get on the physical side. Like we're seeing with a guy like Yeisley, of course, with his size, he's used to it, but a guy like this guy right here, Imora, we're talking about, a little on the smaller side, and there's a long ball trying to go over the top, and Bono plays it on a hop, just missed hooking up with Anthony Grant. Guys that also,
Fred Owusu and Asante and George Davis IV, all smaller guys that have, that sulfur from the flares is coming over here now, isn't it, Mike?
Yeah, there was also a little bug that was flying around. Not quite as big as the new employee that we had a couple of years ago, but when we were over on the other side.
About 2 people listening got that joke.
That bug hit that glass, shattered the glass as big as he was.
I had people asking me about that months later.
Oh, yeah.
I said, was that bug as big as you said? Yeah, it was bigger.
Just going to sound like a 747 for crying out loud. Possession now for Richmond. And trying to hook up with the Yeisley, but that play was read that time by Manella for Toronto.
Richmond's gotten a little sloppy the last couple of minutes here.
There's an unforced turnover there as number 45, Uccello, came up with the loose ball.
60th minute. No subs yet for Richmond. We do have one coming in. It looks like Deli's coming in, I think. You got the binoculars, Mike. Who is that?
Let's see. No, I think it's Colin Martin. Yeah,
there you go. See, that's why you got the binoculars.
Yeah, that's right. I have to have them.
That's right. Well, apparently I do too.
That ball's cleared away, and Grant had it for a moment for Richmond. Still in possession. Now he's able to nudge it. And now here's Yambi for Richmond. Hey fans, don't forget to become a fan of the USL on Facebook for exclusive league news and interactive content. Again, that's the USL on Facebook for your chance to get exclusive league news and interactive content as we do have our first substitution.
Yeah, he's coming in for Anthony Grant. Workman like 60 minutes from Grant tonight.
Yep.
Able to stretch the defense a little bit with his speed.
So here's a turnover. And we got a whistle and a foul. And Toronto is questioning that call. And number 58's not too happy about that. That's
I'm not sure what
Osorio.
the call. Not sure what the call is.
Again, fans, don't become a fan of the USL on Facebook. They have a terrific social media hub, the USL. So here's Imora. He'll take this free kick. Into the box and trying to hook up with Hugh Roberts. Now George Davis IV settles. And Martin lost possession. And the ball is played back to Bono. 41 played it back to him, Babali. And now here's Imora. He'll play it back to Asante. Over to Alex Lee. Oh, good stuff here.
Nice 1-2 there. That's what Richmond needs.
Good ball played. Martin now lays it off, gets a return pass. Here's Callahan.
Really good job of possession there, finding the open man or Troyer.
There's Troyer to George Davis IV. Shot! And Bono had to be sharp with that save. George Davis IV from about 18 yards.
Really good movement from Richmond there. A lot of 1-2 passing, able to get from one side to the other in just a couple of passes. Really, really nice from them.
Ball played ahead at midfield for Toronto. Babali trying to hook up with Rivas, and that was denied. Here's Babali again. Rolls it off to number 46, Fabrizi. Here is Fabrizi again for Toronto FC2. Off to Bouchard. He's able to settle the ball, has some real estate to work with. Here's Hamilton. And now Manella. Babali and Manella play a little 1-2 game, and that ball almost didn't have enough oomph to get to Fabrizi. Here's Hamilton. Now Toronto's turn to possess. Bouchard. Not threatening, but they are possessing.
Yep.
Here's Babali. And a whistle. I believe they said he was out of bounds, off the sideline. That was number 56, Osorio. We'll throw in for Richmond as you look at Braden Troyer. Again, our camera crew, Dave, Tim, and Sean. And we're under the direction of Mike. We appreciate their support and terrific abilities all season long.
Making us look good.
Yes, they are. Here's a nice ball.
Takes some effort.
Ball played ahead for Lee. And he just puts it into the box. Now Colin Martin is watching Bouchard. Good patience by Bouchard, but he kicked it right to Asante. Here's Davis. And a shot. Oh!
What a save by
Bono.
Bono.
Had to come up on Yicely with a huge save.
What a save by Bono. I thought that was pegged for the upper corner.
I'll tell you what, Yicely got all of that one.
I'll tell you what, that was a good ball from George Davis IV. I thought he might have turn and have a go.
Yeah.
Found Yicely, who was able to post up his man yet again. It's like the third or fourth time Yicely's been able to do that tonight. He's got a goal off that kind of a play already.
Right. So Colin Martin will take this corner kick.
And looks like Moore is down.
Yep, he is. That's the reason for the hold up and play.
Sure.
Here it is again. Watch this. Boom, boom.
Wow.
Great reaction by Bono. Great shot by Yicely. And again, good ball there from Asante to Davis, and he just nudged it forward, and wow, that's a terrific save.
Now, how come none of his teammates high-five him after that? You got your keeper just bailed you out.
Yeah.
You failed on defense. Keeper makes a spectacular save. You got to thank him.
Well, I think one of the reasons, Mark, is Toronto FC has 22 points on the season, and they're way out of the playoff race. Just my observation, folks. So Colin Martin will take this corner kick. And the ball, Yambi headed it down, and here comes Rivas.
And Toronto's got some numbers.
Looking for some help, and
nope.
Yep, that ball just rolls freely to Alex Lee. And a whistle. And a foul on Yicely, much to the chagrin of the home crowd as Bouchard hit the pitch.
That was a good call. I know people don't want to hear it, but that was a good call.
Did they make a substitution for Imora? I didn't. He's off on the sideline.
They're getting ready to.
Okay.
I believe that's going to be Fred that's coming in for him.
So they're still playing a man down.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what you got to hope for Umora is that if Richmond does go ahead and hold on to this win and gets into the playoffs, hoping it's anything too severe.
Yep.
Because they're looking. I don't know if they're looking at his ankle. It's hard to see. Like I said, he's had hamstring problems this season.
So Lee nudged that one back to Ryan Taylor.
Looks like Matthew Delicate's getting ready to come in as well.
Let's look at Ryan Taylor, the Richmond goalkeeper. And again, Yicely posting up. Settles it and then had it taken off his foot. Ball played forward for Rivas, and then Mike Callahan couldn't settle and maintain possession.
Yeah, here comes Fred. It's good bringing some fresh legs. Really good at possessing and winning the ball. Fred.
Owusu. So Toronto FC in possession.
Oh, it's a bad turnover.
George Davis IV read that one beautifully. He's got Colin Martin now. He's going to take a shot, and it just went wide.
Bono with a save again.
So
I think Martin was looking for the serve there, but good job from Davis. If you've got an open look, if you're a goal scorer, you're taking it on, you're taking the chance. That's two big saves from Bono in the last 5 minutes to keep this thing going for Toronto.
Here's Martin with the corner kick. And that one for the near post, and it's cleared away.
Got to clear that first defender.
Yeah. Here's Asante. Plays it back to Alex Lee, who's got some room to maneuver. Takes a look, trying to go over the top. And Yicely. Ball squirts free into the corner. Here's Martin. Colin Martin lays it off to Owusu. And Owusu, kind of a little chip shot. I'm not sure if that was supposed to trying to hook up with Yicely, but nonetheless, it's a goal kick for Toronto FC 2. Hey, don't forget, follow at USL on Twitter to become a league insider. That's also a chance for you to join club conversations and have a chance at exclusive giveaways. That's at USL on Twitter.
And if that's a card for Callahan, which it looks like it is, he's going to be suspended for a game, I believe.
Yeah.
I believe he was on 4.
Yep.
First yellow card of the game, I believe. And Toronto's getting ready to make 2 substitutions.
They do show Callahan the yellow card. Yeah, number 42 went off. That is Mirabelli for
and 35
Toronto.
As well. Rivas is off.
Yeah. I think Raheem Edward is on. And again, don't forget, follow at USL on Twitter to become a league insider and join club conversations, and also have your chance at some exclusive giveaways. I didn't get the other. Okay. Edward is on. And was there a second? There was a second sub, right?
Yeah. 2 subs.
Okay.
You are correct, sir.
So here's Manella. He'll handle the free kick for Toronto FC2. Off to Bouchard. And possession for number 31, who just entered the contest. Sal Bernal for Toronto FC. Here's Manella. 2-1 Richmond, second half. They need this win. They need 3 points to keep their playoff hopes alive. They have not missed the postseason since 2003.
I don't even know what I was doing in 2003. I mean, I was covering the kickers. But I don't.
Ball played back to the goalkeeper, Bono. And Asante. Be a throw in for Toronto, as he was bumping with Raheem Edward. Here's Bouchard for Toronto. Taps it off now to Babali. And Babali sits with it. And
nice work.
That's Edward. And
nice work. And to draw the foul
as
well.
Yep. He was surrounded, but he was able to maintain possession momentarily and then draw, like you said, Mark drew the foul.
Yep.
So Babali will tee up this free kick opportunity for Toronto FC2. Mike Neville, Mark Bushman along with you. City Stadium, Richmond, Virginia. Regular season finale for the Richmond Kickers. And Babali looking to the far post. And it is going to be a goal kick.
Yep. 75th minute. So about 15 plus some stoppage time. Gives Richmond a much better opportunity to get into the postseason.
Yep.
Still not out of the woods. This is their last game. I believe Harrisburg has one more game. I believe they're playing Toronto.
Yes.
Did you say that earlier, Mike?
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Yep.
So Richmond fans are booing Toronto tonight and really, really praying for them this weekend.
Toronto actually has 3 games left. After tonight, they've got 2 games left, at Wilmington and at Rochester. I thought Pittsburgh was playing Toronto. My apologies.
Last time I listened to you.
Yeah. And so we get another substitution.
Number 32, Wesley Sharpie, replacing number 34.
Wesley Sharpie.
Number 54, Gabrielle Boakey.
So Boakey is out, and Sharpie is in. There's Bouchard.
Number 32, Sharpie on. Number 54,
Now possession for Toronto FC. And that'll be a throw-in for Toronto. Trying to go down the sideline, and Owusu blocked that one. It'll be another throw-in for Toronto. And Troyer. And Owusu is able to keep it in play. And a whistle. And Owusu's got to be careful here. Very demonstrative with that, his reaction to that.
He's always demonstrative whenever there's a foul against him.
This is true. This is true. So a free kick here for Toronto. And again, it looks like it's going to be number 41 handling this. Babbly. And
it's a tough one.
Oh, and Bouchard had to skim right past him.
He was not prepared to receive that. If he otherwise, he's right there knocking on the door.
And he wasn't marked either.
That was a really solid ball in from Toronto there.
Hey fans, Nike is a proud partner of the USL. Follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike Soccer information. Again, that's following at Nike Soccer on Twitter. Bono rolls it out to Bouchard. Now the ball is played back to Hugh Roberts. Taps it to Callahan. And now Asante. Yambi getting some pressure from Jordan Hamilton. Able to find Asante. Alex Lee. Good job of calling George Davis IV off on that one. I'm not sure Davis knew that he was behind him. And here is George Davis IV. Back to Lee. Lee lifting one.
That's a good ball.
And there's the ball flicked across for Yaisley.
Oh!
And Jason Yaisley, once again, boy, he scored the first goal of the night. He could easily have 2 or 3.
He could.
Should have at least 2 after that great save Bono made a while back on that point-blank shot.
Substitution for Toronto coming on, number 33,
Skylar Thomas, who has collected 3 goals on the season and an assist for Toronto FC, is entering the contest. Coming in for Bouchard. Bouchard's had a solid game.
He has. Should have played very well for Toronto tonight.
Sharpie played that one forward, trying to hook up with Hamilton. And now Yambi. Lofting one. And that good hustle that time by George Davis IV. Almost came up with that steal. Back comes Toronto FC. Trying to get to the line and does. And he kind of stubbed his toe on that one. That was number 31, Bernal. Goal kick for Richmond. And the goal kick. Nicely got ahead on that, but is whistled for a foul. There's Toronto FC now, Manella. Laying it off to Thomas. Little give and go but that's broken up nicely by Owusu as he was battling. I think he was battling Edward. So here comes Delhi. Matthew Delicott entering the contest for Richmond. Let's see who's coming in for.
Sante.
Yep.
Looks like it, yeah. So I think what you probably do is you drop Yaisley back a little bit and have Deli as your post-up guy. Just try to hold possession right now.
Yeah. Look at Delhi entering the contest. And that line drive goes over the end line for a goal kick. As Toronto gets the quick restart going. Sorio now. And now Bernal looking to spring Jordan Hamilton. Hamilton watched by Hugh Roberts. Hamilton off to Bernal. He plays it back. Hamilton nudging it over to Bernal. And Roberts calmly clears it. And possession now for Fabrizi. He lost possession. Here's Owusu. Trying to spring Colin Martin, and he does.
He's got Deli.
And Martin trying to put it into the middle. He had a little bit more time with that, I thought.
He did, yeah. Tried to play the early ball. That works a lot. That works some of the time, but I think if he had held it just another second or two, Deli was wide open in the middle, trailing the plate.
Here's Alex Lee. And the ball headed forward. And Callahan retreats and taps it back to Yambi. Here's Callahan. Off to Owusu. Looking for
Good
Lee.
Ball to Lee.
The ball had good pace to it. Here's Lee. Screaming for the ball and now putting it into the box.
That's a good ball.
And it's headed away. Here's Yaisley. We'll play it back to Troyer.
Yep, just hold possession.
Yeah.
Try to run Toronto out a little bit. Should get another.
Ooh.
Ooh.
That was
a
dangerous.
hospital ball there.
Whistle and a foul against Manila.
Yeah, you want to get to 3 points, but if you're Richmond, you might want to try and get another goal if it comes down to goal differential.
There's Roberts. And Yaisley settles. And that'll be a goal kick for
Now, they don't have to worry about Harrisburg, because Harrisburg, as of right now, has a -3, where Richmond has a +6. But Pittsburgh has scored 50. Pittsburgh's got a +10. So, see, how about that math on the fly?
Yeah,
there, Mike?
look at that.
Look at that.
I'd like to see your checkbook.
I don't need any Common Core.
And we got a whistle and a foul. I think they're going to get Hamilton. Yambi is kind of holding his back. So free kick for the Richmond Kickers. They're on top 2-1. Winding down this regular season finale here at City Stadium. Ball lofted and Deli tried to flick the header, but Toronto now in possession. Here's Bernal. And Bernal slaps on the brakes, now continues to move. Trying to squeeze a pass through. That time was number 34, Aparicio, who just entered the contest. And possession for Toronto FC. Here's Aparicio off to Manila. And fans, don't forget, all USL regular season and playoff games are available live, free, and in HD on YouTube. Connect with the USL YouTube channel today. Can't beat it. HD, live, and free. And there's, that was Owusu.
Why not?
Bono was kind of
He's cheating a little bit.
Yeah. We've seen it happen. As Toronto FC gets the restart going off the goal kick. Here's Manella. He's looking to go over the top for Hamilton. Good ball. Here's Hamilton, watched closely by Hugh Roberts. Hamilton. A little overlap from Bernal. And now ball played over to Manella. Here's Thomas. There's Toronto FC working the ball. And they find Aparicio. And Aparicio, good ball and inside the box, but Troyer doing a good job of not letting him turn. And tracking that cross down, Bernal.
After all that, Toronto couldn't get a shot off.
Right.
A couple opportunities there.
Here's a ball that's played to the far post, and that will go over the end line for a goal kick.
Yeah, There's a couple opportunities.
Well,
Nobody pulled the trigger there, Mike.
Yeah, Babbly, Mark, who leads the team with 4 goals, he was right there from about 12 yards, and instead of trying to turn and shoot, he just played it back.
Yeah.
He was going the wrong way. His GPS was broke.
Maybe he didn't like the angle. But still, you hammer that in. I think you got to hammer that. You got a deflection. That was your first goal.
Right. And playing it forward that time was number 32, Sharpie. Oh. Got a collision. Yeisley colliding with.
That wasn't a collision. That was a 3-point takedown. Surprised there's no card on that one, though, honestly.
It was Edward. He got tied up with Yeisley. Got a reverse on that for 3 points.
88th minute.
Yep.
It's crunch time.
Ball lofted into the box. Deli. And Bono was able to come up with that on the fly. Ball played back to Thomas. Goes across now to Mirabelli. Or excuse me, that's Fabrizi. Here's Fabrizi. And Fabrizi still with some real estate. Nudges it over. Ball played ahead.
Oh, it's a good ball.
And Taylor comes sprinting off his line to beat Jordan Hamilton, but it would have been offsides anyways.
Boy, that was close, though. That was Sharpie that was in on that. It was a good thought.
Yep.
Can't get complacent.
Yeah.
If you're Richmond, you got
Richmond was flat-footed there, Mark.
They were. Yeah. Got about 2 minutes of regulation and of regular time, and then you have probably 2 or 3 minutes of stoppage time, probably 3.
So Taylor will handle this kick. And Yeisley flicks it ahead looking for Deli, but Skylar Thomas comes together with Deli, and good pressure from Deli, but Thomas was able to knock it off him for a throw-in. Thomas throwing it in for Toronto FC. Here's Colin Martin. Fights off a challenge.
Nice.
To Yeisley. And Yeisley takes it into the corner.
Yep, see if he can try to see if he can get a corner out of this. Take some time up.
Ball squirted free, and we got.
Just foul him.
Yeah. Quick restart here. Here's Bernal as he was able to send it forward for Toronto. Oh, ball squirts free. Aparicio lays it off. And Bernal went down, and he's going to get the call. Dangerous here.
Fans not happy with that call, obviously.
Well, maybe Bernal embellished on that one.
Good, another good opportunity for Toronto as we approach the 90th minute.
So this will be number 41, Babbly, teeing it up. He's been dangerous on these free set pieces. There's Babbly. Putting it into the box. It's headed. Ooh.
Whew.
Looking for Skylar Thomas. He got a head on it.
That's a goal kick. Boy, Toronto did get a head on it. Looked like that could have been really dangerous.
We told you, Skylar Thomas, 3 goals on the season. He's a big target.
And there are 3 minutes of stoppage time. So here we go.
Yep. So the goal kick for Ryan Taylor, and Richmond is the Red Army enjoying a 2-1 Richmond lead here. Winding down this regular season finale. There's Owusu. And we did get I think they were screaming for a handball, I think, and they did get the call.
And Owusu kicks the ball away. He's verbal. He's begging, please don't give me a card, because he has to sit he'll have to sit 2 games if he gets another one.
Here's Manella. And Taylor skies up the ladder to grab that one. It's like Sasha Garez is getting ready to report in, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
There's Alex Lee. Just throws it into some open space. Makes the goalkeeper Bono come out and play it. And he'll try to send a long ball. Roberts heads it. Nice job of finding Davis. He just taps it to Colin Martin. Martin.
Don't force it. Just take it to the quarter if you need to. There you go.
And Martin
Yeah.
takes it to the corner like you said. And plays it back to George Davis, the fourth. Oh, good ball. Here's Martin. Colin Martin gets to the end line. Cross attempt blocked away. Corner kick. So Sashi Garez will report in.
I think he's going to wait till after the corner, I'm thinking.
I thought I saw the assistant referee.
I think Kalishaw waved it off because you can take about 30 or 40 seconds off with this corner.
Right.
And if you have another stoppage, then you can bring on Sasha for another 30.
Right.
Yeah, I'd say it's milking the clock.
Yep.
And that's what you need to do at this point.
So there's Yeisley and Deli. And now and Deli hit the pitch.
Corner flag.
Free kick for the Kickers. Wow. Here it is again. Watch this, Mark. There's the push. And Deli went down. I think
they'll do it again.
I think that was Aparicio that got him. Throw in for Richmond. George Davis, the fourth. And again, Yeisley in a battle, and there's a flag went up. And a goal kick. But they did their job.
And it was like Sasha went and sat back down, so it looks like he didn't officially check in for Richmond. Should only have about 30 seconds left of stoppage time.
And that ball's off of Richmond. It'll be a throw in. But they'll take that at this point. It's number 48, Edward, throwing it in. And there it is. Well, the Richmond Kickers needed a crucial 3 points with a victory, and they're going to get it. As they win it 2-1, George Davis with what proved to be the game-winning goal off a free kick opportunity. It wasn't easy. Richmond jumped out to a 1-0 advantage in the first half on Jason Yeisley's team-leading 13th goal.
Yep.
But then Toronto answered with a goal from Uccello. And then George Davis, the fourth, converting the free kick opportunity in the second half. Richmond wins it 2-1. We'll step aside. We'll come back. We'll wrap things up from City Stadium in Richmond, Virginia. Once again, your final score, Richmond 2 and Toronto FC 1. We'll be back. Stay with us. And welcome back. City Stadium, Richmond, Virginia. 2-1 your final. The Richmond Kickers with the victory over Toronto FC 2. Again, George Davis IV, his 8th goal of the season, was the game-winning goal off a free kick opportunity. And the second straight game that George Davis IV has converted a goal, and a very timely goal. Of course, last Saturday night in Harrisburg, a goal in stoppage time allowed Richmond to escape with a 1-1 draw and a very huge point. And then tonight he converts a free kick opportunity, which gives Richmond an even bigger trying to get in. Point with 3 points tonight as the Kickers win it. Here's the first goal. Yaisley nudging in that beautiful pass forward by Troyer to give Richmond the 1-0 advantage in the first half. That came in about the 30th minute or so. 5 minutes later, it would be Toronto tying things up. And kind of a controversial goal. Richmond, apparently, from what we understand, the Richmond players thought a handball had redirected it. And there's the free kick and what turned out to be the eventual game-winning goal from George Davis IV off that free kick. And he was determined to take that free kick because as soon as the whistle blew for the foul, he jumped right up there to grab that ball and settle it and convert, Mark. So, Richmond needed a win. They got it.
Well, the 3 points actually puts them in 5th place right now, 1 point above Charlotte with a +6 goal differential. So that moves Charlotte to 6th. Pittsburgh and Harrisburg still on the outside because Harrisburg has 39, so they're in 7th place. I'm doing this all on the fly.
Right.
Last we heard, Pittsburgh and Rochester were still tied at 0s. The score that you just saw in your game, folks, that should be split. It should be Richmond 2-1 over Toronto there. So it's going to go down to Friday and Saturday night, and Richmond will know probably around 10 o'clock Saturday night whether or not they're in the playoffs, and if so, where are they going?
Again, so with the win tonight, Richmond, as you mentioned, gets 41 points now. Harrisburg won earlier today 5-0, so they've got 39 points. And again, Pittsburgh playing tonight, and right now, as we said, it's a scoreless draw. The last time we heard was it was tied 0-0 with Rochester and Pittsburgh. My thanks to our camera crew, Dave, Tim, and Sean. Our director, Mike, we appreciate all their work throughout the season. We thank again Shelly Sowers, the general manager of the Richmond Kickers, and Patrick Wood, the media guy, and he's the best in the league, trust me, folks. And my thanks to Mr. Mark Bushman, color commentator, tremendous job all season long, and also to Joey Ellswick, who helped out this season. Ronnie Pascal for 1 half. Then we had that storm come through, and that was the end of Ronnie. But we do appreciate you watching USL Soccer as, again, the Richmond Kickers collect the 2-1 victory. Have a great night, everybody, and watch the Richmond Kickers website, richmondkickers.com, to find out if the Kickers will indeed be playing in the postseason again. And if not, it'll be the first time since 2003. Again, 2-1 the final. For all of our crew with Torbor Sports Group, we thank you for watching USL Soccer from City Stadium in Richmond, Virginia.